Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
And I can answer your questions, and everybody's got their cameras on. So I'm gonna, it's discipline, but I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna keep doing the roundtable, and then this call here could fluctuate between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It depends on where I'm at with Perry for the day. Perry's office 2 times a week. I am there for sure Thursday and Friday. Sometimes I'll bounce there between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The reason I was there every day, kind of organizing things, structuring some things. Now those things are pretty well on track, and I can run things from Zoom, and I can run things from Slack and Messenger and everything else. So I wanted to make sure I got back to being able to be here for you guys and being able to do the roundtable and being able to do the Wednesday call so I can kick that whole thing off, right? But on Thursday, not only do I have staff meetings with everybody in his company, okay, so I'm kind of put that together and I'm overseeing that. But on top of that, I told him, I said, look, man, you and I are there all day. I know what we can do. So let's just go into the podcast room and let's shoot like 5 podcasts at once. And so now, if you look at what I'm doing, I have a give with the Monday call. And how many of you saw, there's a reason why I've done this. How many of you saw the replay link that Connie sent out? She went, she created the page, she rendered the video, she got it on the page, she sent out the email, she put it. How many of you saw that? Because that whole process from start to finish only took about 10 minutes, folks. And that's the beauty of Poplinks. So if you didn't see it, go ahead and write this down. And by the way, we did it this way on purpose. Poplinks.me/RT1. RT stands for roundtable, RT1. So does that mean the next one will be RT2? Yep. RT3? Yep. Does that mean you can sit here and just manipulate the URL and get to previous sessions if you want? Yep. Pretty nice, right? And we want people to be able to do that. So what I have to do is I'm starting to, the very best way to form a process, folks, is to do it yourself. To jump in there with no process. I want y'all to listen to me very closely. If you want to form a process, the only way you're going to form that process is to jump in with no process. Okay, so what did we discover? Well, we created the framework for the page. And what she discovered was that we could take the headline for that page, and that can become the subject line for the email. So the subject line for the email is the same thing as the headline on the page. Great. The other thing I discovered is, how many of you would agree that there is some incredible light bulb moments on that call? On this call, on the roundtable call, all of those things, right? So I need a tablet, actually. I have over here, what's that? Yeah, you can take it. I don't need that tablet. I need an actual written tablet, but it's okay. Over here, I use Evernote. And the reason why I use Evernote and not just Notepad is if I close my computer, and I had stuff written on Notepad, it's gone. But if I have stuff written in Evernote for the day, it doesn't matter if the computer closes or if I close it or whatever, it's always there and I can get to it from my phone, right? So what I need to do, part of the process is, as I'm doing these calls and as people are asking questions or, you know, we're bringing up a very valid point, then I need to make sure that I make a note of this. So for instance, on this call right now, right? If you truly want to create a process, the only way to do that is to jump in with no process, right? So I can actually, I'm pretty good at typing, so I can sit here and talk to you guys while I'm typing it. So now that bullet right there, how many of you find that to be pretty informative? If you go to the landing page, you're like, okay, I wonder what the roundtable was about. I wonder what the accelerator call was about. You scroll down below and you got all these bullets there, right? Well, that's part of the process. So now I understand that, okay, here's a notice that has to go out for GoToWebinar or for Zoom. Sometimes, oh, thank you. Sometimes I know the topic, most of the time I don't. But there's always 5 or 6 light bulb moments, and you usually share them when we do that post on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't always do that post because I'm lazy, but Connie's like, no, you need to do that post. Make sure you do that post. There's a lot I can do with that post. So we did the post. You reminded me of those light bulb moments. So I typed up those light bulb moments. I gave them to her. I said, okay, you can use this for the content on your page. You can also use it inside the email. So how many of you are starting to see the process? So no process. Even though I've had all these partners and everything, and we've done the roundtable for years, there was never a process, which is why there was never a replay that went out, which was why there was never consistency, which is why everybody was frustrated, always looking for the replays. Well, now we're very focused on coming up with a process because we don't have as much time as we used to. Okay, so yes, we're going to repurpose that content. We now have the headline. We have the video replay. I'm going to tell you why Video Geyser is going to make it better. And then we have the bullets down below, the same bullets that go in the email. And then there's a button down below where we're able to go ahead and get people into the roundtable. Now, how many of you would like to see behind the scenes on all of this stuff? So if I share my screen here, let me go ahead and bring over this Poplinks account here. Okay, I think it was this account here, but let me make sure. So if I come over here, I did a bridge page, okay, because I didn't need to collect people's emails. I already had people's emails. So all I needed to do was get them in here. So now look at here, folks. Out of 165 views, there was 25 clicks. That means from one single replay, we were able to get about 15% of those people that were not in there, or it could be people were just checking out, okay, what's he doing now? We were able to get them into the next roundtable. Scale of 1 to 10, does that make sense to you? 15% is not too bad just for sending out a replay. And by the way, what is this? This is a give. This is a give. So if we come over here to our category, if we select roundtable, you can see here's the first one. And now what we're able to do is we're able to come over here and we can go ahead and clone this bridge page here, and then we'll have a second one. And she went through and she chose a picture and everything, and that's cool. But we can go through and we can change out the picture and everything else, okay? So this same subject line for the email, okay? Here we have the actual replay. Now I could have done better. I could have made a really nice thumbnail that she could use every single time. I still might do that. And then here's the bullets for the call. Very simple. And then if we come over here, sign up for the roundtable. Now, there's some questions on the comments. Sometimes when you look at these comments, folks, it's cut in half. It's only half width. That's a Facebook thing. There's nothing we can do. If you look at the other page builders, they're having the same problem. Facebook's got to get off their ass and they got to take care of their own software. And I'm sure they will, right? I'm sure they will. So I'm going to talk about why this is like this is, okay? So a lot of people are confused with this. I want to address this right now, okay? If I come down here and if I click on this comments box, now I can change this if I want to, right? So I can say, please leave your comments below on what you thought of the roundtable. Okay, that's fine. But now this section down here, this is where people are confused, okay? So look, I've got this link here that says chadnicely.com/roundtable. It doesn't matter what you place here. Does everybody get this? Scale of 1 to 10, does everybody get it? It doesn't matter what you place. Please tell me you understand that. It doesn't matter what you put. It doesn't matter if it's your own domain. It doesn't matter, okay? What this is think of this as a filing system. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to keep this here. This will be the same link that I use every single time. Okay, so for the Facebook comments section inside of Poplinks, it doesn't matter what link you use. Think of it as a filing system. Okay, you guys don't mind if I just take out Evernote like that and just type that note real quick, do you? It might help you too. Okay, so now if I were to change this, let me go ahead and copy this link. I'm going to paste this over here real quick. Okay, let me show you something really fast because a lot of people don't get this. If I were to change this link to chatnicely.com/comments, and if I come back over here, I want to show you something. This was a widget that I had on InstaBuilder. On InstaBuilder, folks, 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And I can still use that same exact link and I can still collect those comments. Is that making sense? So think about this now. Okay, I really want you to think about this. If you have the ability to use the same link on multiple pages, and if we look at what Connie's doing, and by the way, I have all these things memorized because of the power of Poplinks, right? If I do Poplink marketinginsider.io/chat GPT or /1, if we look at what she's doing, she's actually doing better than I am. She's taking the time and she's responding to people when they comment. Okay. Well, can you imagine if she had all these pages that she had to check on to comment? So instead, what you want to do is if you're doing the same thing like a roundtable or an affiliate accelerator, or if you're doing the same thing like she's doing, my suggestion to you is to use the same link. Is that making sense? Use the same link. And now it doesn't matter if we go RT1, RT2, RT3, we just jump into any one of these pages and we can go through and we can answer these comments. So you guys are seeing comments from 8 years ago. 8 years ago. Some of these people are still in our tribe from 7, 8 years ago. Okay. So if I come back over here and if I make it that original one, now I have a thread just for the roundtable. Is everybody starting to get this right now? So what I could do is I could come down here and I could say, please leave your light bulb, right? I can make it more themed. Please leave your light bulb moment on what you thought of the roundtable, right? So what's kind of cool is everybody that is not live on the call will comment down here, and everybody else that's live on the call will comment on my wall or in the group or whatever we're doing. Okay, now, scale of 1 to 10, is everybody starting to understand how the comments work? The comments is an ongoing thread that is tied to the link. Okay, it is an ongoing thread that is tied to the link. Okay, now here's what's really cool, folks. I can come in here at any given point. Let's go ahead and do this right now. Okay, my category is roundtable. Well, watch this. I'm going to come into my group library. I'm in Bridge Pages, and now I'm going to create a new category. We're going to call this Affiliate Accelerator. Okay, I'm going to click Add Category. If I had a domain, that would be cool, but I don't right now. Okay, so now when I come over here in my Bridge Pages, I know I want the Accelerator call to be fairly similar to the roundtable. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to clone this Bridge page. Okay, now we have 2 of them. And then what I'm going to do is here's the copy. And I'm going to say Accelerator. And I'm going to say 3:15:23. Okay, good enough. But now we're going to change the category, folks. So I'm going to update the category. And we're going to make this Affiliate Accelerator. Okay, now if I come over here to Accelerator, I have a new category. So look, I'm just going to start with what I have here, right? So I'm going to say Affiliate Accelerator replay from 3:15:23 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? And then we'll figure out what the headline here is, okay? Watch a video every Wednesday WEDNES. Every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to replace the video. Summary from the live call. All I'm going to do is come over here and I'm going to say, just like this. I'm going to say, for the Facebook comments section, I'll bold this here, okay? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to go ahead and paste all of my bullets here. And then if we come over here, right now, I'm just going to go ahead and make this link, sign up for the Accelerator. I'm going to go ahead and make this link, poplinks.me/accelerator. Okay, light bulb moment on what you thought of the Accelerator call. Okay, now I always like to ask this question, but how many of you are making this process too difficult? I took an existing template. I just started changing. I don't care about the design. I don't care about anything, because what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come into my gallery and I'm going to swap it out. I don't care. It just doesn't matter to me, right? So if I want to do this one, I can. If I want to do this green one, I can. Accelerator probably needs to do something with green. So if we do this one, select. Now, if I go and change out, this video and this headline, and let's make this black, how many of you would agree that I'm pretty close to having a pretty nice template that I can use? That's it. So, folks, you're making this too hard. You're making this too hard. And now for every single call, what I like to do is I like to shuffle it for sure. So if I shuffle it down, I like that layout myself. Now, every single call, folks, all she's got to do is come in here. She's going to be mad that I created this without her, but all she's got to do is come in here and come over here to category. Let me go into the bridge pages. We'll come over here to category and we'll choose affiliate accelerator and we'll just keep cloning out this. That's it. And if she wants to get all fancy and everything, or wants to do gradients or anything like that, then I'll leave that up to her. I don't really get involved in any of that stuff, right? But you can see how easy we've made this whole entire program. Very, very simple, nothing real complicated at all, right? Would you guys agree? Nothing real complicated at all. Pretty simple, right? So if I send this out, man, that's as good of a replay as anything I've seen before. Okay, you can see the checkers are kind of light here, but if I were to come back over here and if I were to increase that, I probably could, or if I were to make it a different color and then turn it down, I could probably do something like that. I don't care. We can also go, we can put a picture there. She can change every time. That's her thing. The other thing is I like the rounded corners a lot. So if I come over here and if I do like 25, then that's probably pretty good. 15, there we go. And we open this up and there we go. All right. So now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say, watch me create, see you later. Okay. Watch me create the replay page for the Accelerator call in less than, I'm going to say about 5 minutes. Okay. Live demo. All right. How many of you, is this helping you? Is this helping you? Let me know. Tell me, is this helping? Now what we'll do is let's come over here. Let's change out the comments here. These comments, we don't want it to be roundtable. Let's do Accelerator. Accelerator. Now, what's cool, folks, is if you think about this, now I'm going to come over here and let's go ahead and change out the URL for this bad boy, right? So we'll come over here to Accelerator. Here it is right here. Set up URLs. And now we'll say AC1. Can you all remember AC1? AC1. Tracy says, stop overthinking. How many of you need to stop overthinking? A lot of you probably need to stop overthinking. You're probably making this too complicated. It doesn't need to be. It absolutely doesn't need to be. What people want to do is they want to come over here and they want to watch this video and they want to see what you covered on this video. Okay, so now we got poplinks.me/AC1. Next week, we'll have AC2. Next week, we'll have AC3. How many of you are getting some pretty good ideas right now with what you could be doing? Simple, right? Very simple. Now, what's really cool about this, folks, somebody just said, can we create our own Poplinks page with your content? I told you a long time ago that if you want to go and you want to cut out snippets, if you like this demo that I just did and you want to cut it out of the replay and create your own page, by all means, do that. By all means, please do that. Perry and I gave you permission a long time ago to use anything that we had. If it helps you, go do that, right? Let me go ahead and change this here. I didn't want to do line height. I wanted to do space before. Okay, let me make sure. Accelerator, is that good? Accelerator, light bulb. Okay, there we go. Now, how many of you are happy with that page? Yeah, I know, Jim, we're dealing with it. Facebook is very limited with what they can do, but we'll get it. So now let's talk about how we're going to make this better. Okay. Unfortunately, one of my lead developers last night got some horrific news. And so that's why I've decided to focus on the webinar right now. I think that our Poplinks development will probably be on hold for probably about a week. My lead developer needs to take some time and deal with the thing that he's dealing with. And that's okay. He's given us enough where we can go out there and put together an amazing presentation. I'm about to show that to you. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what we were working on. Okay, so let me see if I can find that room here. Hold on just a second. First of all, you may notice over here, I wanted to move it, but after last night, after receiving that news, it didn't happen. If you come over here, you can now change the mobile size. Okay, from the get-go, we have still set the size for you, but for some reason, if you want to have a different size on the mobile phone, then you can come over here and you can go ahead and change that. Does that make sense to everybody? So right now it's under the wand, but it will be right underneath the font size here before too long. Okay. Now, here's something else. There's two things that I really want you to understand with this software. Okay. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay. So this will be the next thing that is coming up. And by the way, just like we did with EverLesson, I'm getting ready to remove a lot of the things that you see here in the menu, and you're going to find it over here. So we're going to remove the business settings. We're going to remove the group library, the banner campaigns, the client portal. All that you will see here was the original ones. We'll put the updates over there. You'll have pop links, pop pages, traffic blast, special offers, page snippets, and all leads. So this will be the only thing in the menu, and everything else, when he gets back, I'm going to move over here underneath this menu. Does that make sense? So Herbert, that'll take care of your problem. Okay. Now, this is where we were at with development. And if I go back and if I look at EverLesson, if I look at the other software, I'm pretty much following the same exact suite. Okay. So, but we're doing something a little bit different. And let me explain. How many of you would agree that it would be absolutely incredible if I have Accelerator 1, Accelerator 2, Accelerator 3, Accelerator 4, Accelerator 5? How many of you would agree that it would be awesome to have a countdown timer that says, here's when the next accelerator call takes place. All universal. So you could say, I want this timer on this page, and you wouldn't have to go track each and every page. Okay, that's called a universal setting. It's a universal timer. I don't know anybody else that has this, but we're going to do it. So the way we do this is, the first thing is, you will create your timer. All right, so you'll see the timers all right here. You'll see the ones that are active. You'll see the ones that are still counting down. We'll do all of that stuff. But a timer is going to be separate from a top bar. Y'all get what I'm saying right now? And let me kind of show you the mock-up that I've been working on here. Let me find the front-end design here real quick. Okay, front-end design. Let's see, I think this is it right here. Yeah, okay. So this is kind of like what is going to be. This is a top bar. So the top bar, let's talk about the elements in the top bar. If I were to go, I don't know if this is an image or not. This is just a mock-up that we've done so the developers understand. But if I go and remove all this, and if I put that there, there we go. Spacing's a little off. This is a top bar. Does that make sense to everybody? So you'll be able to have a top bar. You'll be able to have a bottom bar. So we're going to create the bars in a separate section. And then what you're able to do is you're able to go into your bar and you're able to say, apply this timer to the bar. Does everybody get this right now? It's super important that you understand this, because what that gives me the ability to do is, it gives me the ability to pull the bars into any pages that we want to, because they're universal. So you could put one bar on all of your pages talking about the webinar you have coming up if you wanted to. But because we made the bars separate from the timers, I'm also going to give you the ability to pull the timers into the page by themselves. And then eventually what will happen is we will have a plugin that lets you pull the timer into your email as well, so that your email, your bar, and your page are all matching. They're all synced. So if you've never really worked with timers before, they're very, very effective. And so if I were to open up this page right now, there's 3 different types of timers. I can have it to where there is an exact date and time that says that this page is going to do something in 3 days, 10 hours, 32 minutes, and 54 seconds. And when that happens, it goes away. The page goes away, the timer goes away, there's some kind of action that you're going to do, or you're going to redirect to another Poplinks page. So this is called like deadline stuff, right? The second thing that we can do is, if I open this page and it says 3 days, 10 hours, 32 minutes, and 54 seconds, and if I refresh this page, it's still going to say the same thing. That's called an evergreen timer. And then the last thing we can do is we can do something cookie-based, where the first time you open up this timer and it says 3 days, 10 hours, 32 minutes, 54 seconds, and if I come back in the page a day later, it's going to say 2 days, 10 hours, 32 minutes, 54 seconds. Is that making sense to everybody? So we'll call this a sneak peek. Discover the top bar and timer features that are being developed inside of Poplinks. Okay, so now that you kind of understand that you're going to be able to have top bars, and you can pull your top bars in, and you can have it to where the timer and the top bar is exclusive to the page, or you're able to use it wherever you want to, because here's the key, folks. This top bar and timer are outside of this page. I need y'all to understand this right now. This is very sophisticated, what we're trying to do. There will be a section, just like there is banner campaigns, called top bars as well as timers, and it'll all be underneath this menu over here because this platform is getting to be a monster. And they're outside of the pages. And so probably most likely what's going to happen, folks, and a lot of people have really complimented this, we'll just have it to where you come over here and you say, okay, I want to go ahead and activate my top bar. And the top bar already has a timer inside of it. And I want to choose top or bottom, and I want to put in some spacing. That's it. Does that make sense to everybody? And we'll probably have that feature as well, just like we did over here underneath the footer section. If I were to show you this section here automatically add the top bar to any site that uses this domain. And the domain's right here. Make sense? So now you're just creating pages and it's already putting in your footer, and then it's already going to go and also put in your top bar for you. So now when we're over here and we're creating these bridge pages and we're just knocking these things out, let me kind of show you here. Okay, we're just knocking these things out. Now, when I clone this, it's going to automatically put the top bar for the accelerator call. And when I come over here and if I clone this guy, the round table, it's going to automatically put the top bar for the round table because it's not only cloning it, but it's also going by the domain. So even if I were to come over here and click on new bridge page, if I use the same domain, different design, then it's going to include that top bar. So I spent a lot of time really thinking through this whole entire process in my head. And I'm going to tell you why we're now focused on getting this done. And I really think you're going to like it. But how many of you automatically see the need for what we're currently doing? So what does that look like? Well, if I come over here, here's the layout for exact date and time. You name your timer, you choose your date and time. You're going to say, okay, it's going to expire on this date at this time zone. You set your timer color, your number color, your timer text. Click here if you want to include seconds. We'll give you a preview of this, and boom, your timer's created. So that's exact date and time. But now, if we come over here, let me see, here's another example down at the bottom here. Let me see if I can show you this one. There's 3 different ones, folks, okay? So that was exact date and time. And then we also have the cookies. Oh, you know what? It's under here. Hold on, let me show you. So if I open this up to replies, okay, so here's the evergreen one. So the evergreen, same thing, you name your timer, you choose the type, evergreen. Okay, here's the action. We'll talk about the action here in a second. So you say with evergreen, there's 5 hours left and there's 5 minutes left. And then you set your timers, you decide on the seconds. How many of you could do this right now? My whole thing is software is so complicated. I do everything I can to make it so simple for you. So simple. And then if we come over here, this is cookie-based. Guess what? Cookie-based is going to be the same exact thing. You'll choose cookie-based. Same thing, how many hours are left, how many minutes are left, and then we'll control it by the cookies. Okay, so now let's talk about this. Hold on a second. Let's talk about this, okay? So obviously the first thing is, if the timer is up, we can hide the timer or the bar. Are y'all starting to understand this right now? There's all kind of options. Or if the timer is up, let's redirect them to a bridge page. Let's redirect them to a lead step. There's all kinds of cool stuff that we can do once that timer has concluded. Does that make sense to everybody? If it was me, I would go create a lead step with a nice video that says, hey, I'm sorry you're seeing this page because that means the offer is closed. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens. But what you can do is you can enter your name and email down below and I'll put you on the hot list. And I'm also going to give you this extra special bonus for doing that. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So the timers are very important. The reason why the timers are important, folks, is I would say probably in April, we're going to go the direction where we're adding order forms to the front end offer and then going into the upsells. And I think that everybody is fairly familiar with how the software works now, that we would be very successful in being able to do that. And guess what? Timers are a huge part of making all of that happen, right? So I don't know how many different designs that we've got here. Let me see if I can show you some of them. Let's see, this is from January. Yeah, there's sort of check testimonials. Yeah, there's all kinds of different cart designs that we're doing and everything else, right? So this is like one type of timer that we have. Then there's the kind of timer that I just showed you. There's all different kinds of timer designs that you're going to be able to choose, okay? But this is kind of what the order forms are starting to look like, okay? So the timer functionality is a big part of this whole program, but we not only wanted the timers on the order forms, folks, we wanted the timer on your bridge pages, on your lead steps, on all of those things, okay? But now let me go away from this for a minute here, okay? And let me talk about probably the greatest update that we have had inside of this software, okay? So if I were to come over here, let me see if I can open up PowerPoint. See if it'll let me. My license expired. I don't know if it'll let me, but let me try. Okay. Open recent. Hold on a second. New sales. Okay. I worked on this yesterday. 3 things that we're going to demo. Number 1, how to create a 2-step lead step and a bridge page in under 60 seconds that lets you build lists, get leads, and sales. Number 2, how to use AI to automatically create hundreds of converting pages in a matter of minutes. And number 3, how to be instantly ready to drive paid traffic to any landing page in our system without any compliance or domain issues. How many of you think that I can do an incredible demonstration on these 3 things? That should smoke any other webinar out there, okay? And it's got the AI hook. We found a way to bring in the AI hook. All right. Let me tell you what occurred to me about midnight last night. When we come back over, and by the way, I have done a lot of cleaning up. I don't want to change this one, but let me come back in here. I've done a lot of cleaning on the templates. I don't know if you guys have all been recognizing that. And there's a reason for that, okay? But if you come into the gallery, I'm about 3/4 of the way done. Notice the templates are getting pretty cleaned up. Would you agree? I've been working on spacing, font size, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, here's the reason why. What we're getting ready to do is the same way that you generate a headline over here. It occurred to me that I'm just going to take this category and this subcategory and put those menus right here, so that they'll all go and change the template right before your eyes. And then you can just refresh the button and it'll go and change the templates again with all those headlines that I've already created for you. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to do, folks, is I'm trying to give the eye candy to the webinar that makes people stop in their tracks and go, I've never seen anything like that before. And how many of you would agree that that would be pretty phenomenal? So it's stuff like this that I've really been trying to chase down. See, right now, this template here, what I have to do is I have to go into admin, and where it says for free, where it's dark, I have to make that white. So it's little stuff like that that you probably don't notice that we've been doing. So we've been trying to have it to where no matter what template you choose, like I don't like this color right here, but no matter what template you choose and whatever text you put in, it's going to work. And there's a lot to making that happen, right? So be looking for the changes in those designs, okay? Be looking for the menu to be added here. We've already got the AI added in, but now probably the biggest thing of all, I'm going to do this demonstration, and then I'm going to answer any questions that anybody has. And is everybody clear on the goal for the webinar on Thursday? Is everybody clear on that? Okay, good. So let me kind of use for an example how this could be, okay? So let's say, well, let me give you this example. All right. Perry and I know that, that we're going to do 5 podcasts on Thursday, which is tomorrow. That's my goal, okay? Let me see. So if we know we're going to do 5 podcasts, then I'm just trying this right now, okay? Give me 5 bullet points on how to create your own podcast. Okay? So look at this here, folks. If we were to create a podcast on how to do a podcast. So I'm sitting down with Perry. So Perry, obviously, one of the most important things is the topic of the podcast, right? Because we don't want to bore people. We want people to find a lot of value, and we want them to return to the podcast. So what do you think is the best way to choose the right topic, the right subject, and the overall format? Wow. So he's going to go and he'll give that answer. And then what do I have? I have a clip, folks. I have a video clip that I can put on a bridge page, right? So once he does that, and I say, okay, well, here's the other thing. So here's what I'm going to do, folks. I'm going to go just like this. I'm going to say that we're going to do a podcast on doing podcasts. You want to do podcasts, generate leads, and make more sales with your offers, okay? And then that's going to be number 1. And then this is going to be number 2. Actually, it's number 2, planning out your episodes. Okay. And just for curiosity, can you make it more exciting? Oh, look at that. So instead of being general and saying choose your topic, we can go with make sure that you're passionate about what you're doing. And next we have, how about the format of the podcast? Next we go into using the right gear. Next we go into getting creative. Next we go into getting the audience. How many of you are getting some ideas right now? So look at this. Now I have enough information why would somebody want to, watch this, create a hook for why somebody would want to create a podcast to generate leads and sales. Do it clickbait style. Okay, you ready for this, guys? All right. Hey, it's Chad Nicely. I'm here with Perry Belcher. And in today's podcast, you're going to discover how you too can create a very simple podcast to skyrocket your business growth and triple your leads in just 90 days, right? So my host today is Mr. Perry Belcher. So Perry, how are you doing? All right, now, so Perry, obviously the first thing is we want to make sure that if you're hosting a podcast, it's something you love. Like you clearly love advertising, you clearly love copywriting and everything else. But would you agree that you need to have some passion here or you're probably not going to continue with it? Folks, do you understand what I'm giving you right now? So Thursday, I'm going to have 5 of these things. I'm going to come up with the idea, come up with the hook. He might want to rewrite it, whatever. Matter of fact, I might come over here and I might say, can you write that Southern style? I was going to say hillbilly, right? Southern style. Look at this here. Y'all listen up. How a dang podcast can take your sales game to the next level and put some serious cash in your pocket. Ooh. All right. Now we got Perry Belcher talk, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to go and create 5 of these things, one after another. Now, I want you to give me some ideas what you think good podcasts would be. Give me some ideas. See what you got. Give me some ideas. Anybody at all? No, not just on teaching you how to do a podcast, but what else would you like Perry to talk about? What else would you like us to talk about on a podcast? Okay, so somebody said affiliate marketing. All right, what else? What else? Resources, how to use ChatGPT in business. Okay. High ticket sales. Okay. How to deliver email so it doesn't end up in this. Okay. How to be profitable with email. All right. Are y'all ready to have your minds blown right now? Watch this. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics for Thursday. Okay. Now, let me see if I can get in here and show you this. Give me just a second. I need to come over here. And how many of you would know exactly how to create a replay page now? Who would know how to create a replay page? Everybody now? After watching this call, everybody should know how to do it. Okay, so let me see. I'm looking for something specific here. Give me just a second. I've got all these email accounts. I want to find the right one that has that file. AI Summit, is it this one? Hold on, let me see if it's not going to be this one. Give me just a second. I've got a spreadsheet, and if I can't find it, then we will recreate it. But let me just try a couple more things. Okay. This might be it. February 19th, March 12th. Owned by, I see. Okay. It's all right. We're going to do it from scratch. Okay. So watch this. If I come in here and let's just very, very quickly take this page again, round table, and we're going to come over here. Let's see, I'm in Poplinks, right? Yeah, we'll come over here. We'll go back to our bridge pages. This time I'm going to do a new category. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on a second. Let's do this. So I want to do, I'll show you in here real quick. I don't know where for sure I'm going to do this, but let me just try to do this real fast. So if I go in the Perry's account, and if we go to, you can see that we're mailing to that webinar right now, right? So that's what his activity is. But if I go to bridge pages, we're about to send out a new bridge page today on ChatGPT-4. But you can kind of see he's getting 20% conversions. Those are clicks to the button, right? 15% conversion over here. That's 209 clicks to the button, folks. That's how we've been able to sell over 300 tickets to the AI Bot Summit, okay? But now, let's just say that we're going to take this page right here, okay? And I'm going to say, here's the replay from the Marketing Badass podcast, okay? So there's right here, right? And then let me find this hook here, right? So the hook from ChatGPT was this guy right here. We'll use this one up here, okay? I was being funny down here, but let's go ahead and use this one, all right? So we'll take this hook here and we'll plug it in right here. Boom. We'll make it a little smaller. That's good. We'll go ahead and fix the line height, okay? That's good. We'll come down here and we'll say, don't miss future episodes. Okay, and then we got the video here. We'll shuffle it down. All right, I don't like the design, so we'll come in here and we'll grab the design again. So let's come over here. It's showing me what all these designs are going to look like. Because of what's happening with Facebook in the comments, I'm going to choose a white design right now, which Perry always likes white designs anyways. But if we choose something like this, okay, that looks good to me. We'll switch this out, okay? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my comments. Boom. And now if we come down here, we're going to go ahead. Please let us know what you think of the podcast, okay? And by the way, this is really good because it's forcing me to do stuff that I probably would not have done, folks, okay? So I'll push this down. There we go. And then we're going to come over here, perrybelcher.co/MBA. Marketing Badass Podcast. All right. Is everybody familiar with what I'm doing so far? Okay. Now watch. We're going to come back over here to our bridge pages. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and change the category. The categories are super important, folks. So I didn't make a category here, but I'm going to come over here in my bridge pages, add category. And we're going to say MBA, Marketing Badass Podcast, okay? Now we come back over here, our bridge pages. Now we can go ahead and set the category to the MBA so that when we come over here and we switch this, we can only see the MBA. So once we get our countdown timer and everything else, we'll be good. All right. Now, so we'll say MBA dash hosting podcast, okay? Or it could be high ticket. All right. Now, you can very easily come in here, folks, and clone this bridge page. But if I spend a whole entire day, how many of you agree that I could probably get 100 podcasts? Matter of fact, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Can you give me hot topics for our marketing podcast? Influencer marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, email marketing. Can you focus it more on strategies? Oops, I didn't even spell that right. Let's see if it grabs it. Yeah, I knew what I was trying to say. Growth marketing, account-based marketing, omni-channel, conversion rate optimization, personalization, storytelling, customer segmentation, influencer marketing. Wow, how many of you would agree that I could probably come up with 100 different ideas for podcasts, and on top of that, it could go and create the hooks for me. On top of that, it could give me the light bulb moments. What screen are you seeing? You should see my screen. It can give me everything here. Can you guys see the screen? Okay, you're seeing it. All right. So it could give me all the ideas, folks, all the ideas for as many podcasts as I want to do. It can go and create the hook for me, the headline for my page, the main topics for the show. Okay. Let me try my camera. Sorry about that. The main topics for the show. It'll do everything for you. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, Connie taught us this. Let's see if it does it. Something went wrong. Wow, I've never seen that before. There was an error. That can be expected with new software, right? Save and submit. Let's try it again. Turn that into a spreadsheet. That's the first time I've seen that problem happen, but that's okay. You all get the idea, right? So we can now take this and it'll make it a spreadsheet inside this tool, right? So now let me show you the magic, okay? If I like this design, and I'm not saying I do like this design, okay? There's obviously, I didn't spend a lot of love in it, whatever else. Perry would probably really love this design, but for me, I don't really care for it all that much. And it could just be because I don't like the video right now. When we put our video up there, I'll probably like it a lot, okay? So here's the thing. If you're happy with the design and you've chosen all of your topics, so understand this, folks, the topics could be about my roundtable show. The topics could be about the affiliate accelerator. The topics could be about Connie's chat prompts that she's doing. The topics could be about the podcast that Perry and I have to shoot tomorrow. How many of you know where I'm going with this? If we're going to keep the same exact design and we might change out the background or something like that, then let me show you what you want to do. And before I do this, is everybody clear on everything so far? Scale of 1 to 10. I want to make sure everybody is clear so far. Okay. Here's where the magic comes in. Okay. It's a little finicky, but it's okay. I'm going to come down here to this feature that says clone to many. First of all, let me choose the right category. Make sure, is everybody using categories in your tool? Make sure you use categories, folks. It'll make your life so much easier. Okay. So this is the page that I want to clone to many. And so I'm going to open up this sample CSV file, and it looks just like this. Okay. Yeah, see, it wants, I'm going to have to get your thing there, Courtney. But let me show you, if you don't have, it's a little tricky, but let me show you something really fast. So Courtney, what was the resource you gave me a minute ago? Let me do this. Courtney gave a resource. I refuse to support Microsoft Access, but I'm going to show you something. Okay, he called it onlyoffice.com. Let me put that in the notes here real fast. That's a good thing to have, right? So let me do this here. only office resource for free alternative to PowerPoint and Excel. Okay, spreadsheets. Okay, but now watch. If I were to come over here to Google, a lot of people don't know you can do this. I figured this out the other day. And if I came over here to my sheets, okay, and if I create a new sheet, all right, so I'm going to call this affiliate demo. Okay, now watch this. I could say File, Open, and then I can click on Upload. I can come to Browse, and if I can find the right one, let's see, sort by date. There it is right there. It will actually open up this file inside of Google Sheets. At least I thought it would. I just ate my words, didn't I? That's okay, because here's the thing. All we have, folks, you have to name it just like it is. You have page name, you have page call out, page headline. All right, let's do that. So right here, page name, page call out, page headline, domain, path, video URL. This guy is optional. You'll understand why we're bringing this in when you see the new updates with Video Geyser, but for right now, that's it. So these are my top levels, okay? So what do we have? Well, for page name, we have MBA podcasts. And then we have MBA high ticket, everything that's in my Evernote here. Let me find those notes here, okay? MBA ChatGPT money. MBA email profitability. Okay, there's all your ideas. All right, that's the page name, okay? Now, the page call out could just be attention entrepreneurs, or it could be attention anybody. Watch this. Anybody looking to make leads and sales with a podcast. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Attention, anybody looking to discover the strategies to selling high ticket. Now, if you're worried about your language or whatever else, let me just see if I can read. I can ask it to rewrite this, and it'll probably do better. Okay, so let's see what it says. Unable to load history, that's okay. Let's see if it's going to go or not. It looks like it's doing something down here. I've never seen it do this, but this is the new ChatGPT 4, so maybe it's just slow. But it's okay. We'll stick to what it is, but normally they're having some problems, but normally, yeah, and I'm not even upgraded. Yeah, okay, I'm not logged in. That's probably the problem. If I actually log in, hold on, let me try to do this real quick. Log in. You might, okay, they're probably just super busy. That's fine, okay? But let's stay to the topic here, okay? Attention, anybody looking to discover the strategy sell time. Okay, so you get the idea. So we're gonna bring that all the way down. All right, so now here, for the headline, we lost our headline, right? But ChatGPT gave us a headline, right? So discover the 3 secrets to making leads and sales with a high engaging podcast. Okay, now folks, if you go through and if you do all this, do you all understand that this would be selling high ticket sells, selling high ticket, like you're going to change it up, right? And you're going to use the headlines that we've given you inside the tool, or you're going to use ChatGPT or whatever you're going to do. And then here, let's see, I can't remember. We have domain, path, video URL. Don't, okay. So that's going to go all the way down. Okay, hold on a second. And then the path will be MBA1, MBA2, and I'll actually do, let's see, we did 3. So we'll start with MBA4, MBA5, MBA6, MBA7. Okay, and we don't need this right now, but we wouldn't want to put the word optional here. Okay. Now, does everybody understand what we are doing so far? So if this is all said and done, what it should do is it should go make 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And the domain should be perrybelcher.co/MBA4. Now, what we're trying to do is discover any possibilities, but I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say download, and I'm going to do this as a CSV. Okay. Moment of truth. I got it to work. I was doing it very easily the other day, but there was something I discovered that was wrong. So there's some things that you could have set up in here that could be wrong. Like you could have already used that URL, or the domain was wrong, something in regards to that, right? So let me just check it one more time. And even this is wrong. You wouldn't do like this. You would do like this. See, it's stuff like this that's going to screw you up, and it's going to give you an error. Okay. If this was all there was to it, could everybody do this? And does everybody understand where you would pull this information in from ChatGPT to be able to do this? Okay, now, I can't promise you that this is going to work, but it has been working lately. So again, I'm going to clone to many. I'm going to choose that file wherever I just saved it. That's half of my problems half the time. But let me see if I can figure out. There it is right there. Okay, so it's a CSV file. I'm going to say open. It's grabbed the file. And what's going to happen is, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have it to where it checks to make sure that the file is formatted properly. It'll give you a green check mark, and then you'll know. Okay, but now theme options, I'm going to keep the same theme. If I wanted to, Poplinks could go and randomize the themes. And so now that I've said that, you should start to understand why I am spending so much time right now trying to make sure that these themes over here are perfect. Is everybody starting to connect the dots now? Because it's going to go, and if you load a spreadsheet with 100 themes, it's going to give you 100 random themes, and I want them to be perfect for any circumstances. Okay, so right now I'm going to say keep the same theme, and then the category we're going to choose MBA, and moment of truth, something went wrong. Okay, so now I need to figure out what this is. And it's good because we're all going to learn from this, right? So we have page name, and let me know if you see something. Page call out, page headline, domain. Let me choose something right here because I did this the other day and it worked perfect. Page call out, page headline. There's one here that I think I'm missing, and I want to know what that is. Let me think through here. Page headline, domain, path. Does somebody see? Oh, you know what it is? And I'm going to have to guess here. CTA statement. I think that's what that is. But see, the problem is when it came in, and I'll fix this, it came in as a character. And that's what I didn't know what it is, but that's probably the problem. Click the button, or let's see, CTA, watch the video to hear from Perry and Chad. Okay, so there's our CTA statement. All right, let's try this again. If that's the case, that's an easy fix. File, download, CSV. Okay, so here it is now. Puts a 1 there. Okay, let's try it again. I'm feeling pretty good about this now. All right, so browse. Okay, I don't know if it's that one though. Let me just delete this just to make sure. Delete. Okay. I want to save it as something different, just so I know. But let me look at the time. Properties, 11 minutes ago. That's not it. That is not it. Okay, hold on. So it's this guy right here, showing the folder. Okay, it's this one right here. So we're going to call this affiliate demo 2. Okay, affiliate demo 2. So let's come back over here and we'll go clone to many, browse, and we'll do affiliate demo 2. Where are you, please? The demo 2. That's very interesting that it's not showing up here. Is it in, hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna get this, show folder. Okay, that one's removed, show in folder. Okay, affiliate demo, oh, it's in downloads. Okay, so clone to many, browse, downloads. There we go, affiliate demo. I can't promise you because I don't know the title of that, but let me try this one last time. Import, and there you go. There we go. All right, does everybody understand this now? So it didn't matter if we had 150 pages on here, folks. You just need to replace it with CTA statement. I will get that fixed tonight. So there could have been 150 pages. Now, look at the pass. So if we did this right, we don't even have to go to Poplinks right now. We can say perrybelcher.co/MBA5. And let's check and make sure I did that right. Hold on a second. Let's see if this is right. Which one's MBA5? MBA5 should be Perry Bell. Oh, hold on a second. Is that what I did? No, that's what I did. No link found. Okay, so let's go find out why. Perry Belcher, MBA. So 5 should be email profitability. Okay, so it did email profitability, but let's look at the URLs. perrybelcher.co. Yeah, no, it didn't do that. It did not do that, but let me see domain and path. Domain, path. No, it should have done that. So that's okay. We will get this taken care of. But for right now, it doesn't matter. You can physically just go in there and change this to 5. Makes sense? But what's going to happen is it will be the perfect import where your pages are all created for you. You never even have to check. It'll bring in your footer. It'll bring in your comments. It's going to the right URL. And then on top of that, we're going to have it to where it'll automatically bring in the timer as well. Cool? Does everybody get this? Okay, so I'm glad I did that demo because now I know what has to be perfect before Thursday. Now, what will probably happen, folks, is when you import in, I don't have it yet because it wasn't the highest priority, but when you import in your, let me see if I do it again, clone to many, yeah. When you import in your CSV file, probably what's going to happen is we're going to have you map it. So we're going to say we found this headline. What do you want it mapped to, right? So, and that way it doesn't matter what your title is on your sheet. Everybody will be able to do it. Okay? So sorry for the rough demonstration or whatever. I got it to work the other day with Perry, but you need that call out statement. All right, so Thursday, now here's what I will do. Let me see if I can come back in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll over the webinar that we have tomorrow. I'll just roll it into next week's webinar. Is that fine? Let me see. Let me know if that's fine. And what I'll do is I'll give you the link. Let me see, Poplinks here, link bank. Okay, let me see if I can, yeah, okay. So this webinar right here is one of our most requested webinars. We have not been able to do it since the event, but this here is going to take you into GoToWebinar. Okay, so I just put the link in the chat. Go ahead and get registered if you haven't already. I think that there's like, let me see here. If I go ahead and show you, I don't like to do webinars too fancy because I don't want you to feel like I'm sending you to a different list. So that's why sometimes I just send you directly over to GoToWebinar, but you can see there's 210 people registered already. So if you would just go ahead and register on that link, then what's going to happen is I'll roll over tomorrow's webinar, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. I'll roll over tomorrow's webinar to the Poplinks webinar for Thursday. Does that make sense to everybody? Now, let me kind of talk about what we're doing tomorrow, and we'll kind of conclude there. And I want to make sure you're clear on the next webinar as well. Okay, so this is working. People are coming in. By the way, let me mention something else too. Okay, both GoToWebinar, I think, as well as Zoom, but don't quote me on this. If I wanted to, folks, right now I'm sending directly to the GoToWebinar page because I don't want you to think I'm putting you on somebody else's list, because I'm not doing that. I'm just doing a presentation. So normally what happens is we come over here and we just grab this link here and we create a pop link right to here. Okay, everybody's comfortable with this because they know, okay, that's a webinar Chad's putting on, and we're not just sending people into another list. Okay, but what if I were to tell you that I could, so there's a couple ways to do this. We could create a bridge page. Let me go ahead and refresh. Yeah, we could create a bridge page right to the webinar. And I think we did this here. So this was a call we did with Alan, 147 views, 93 clicks. If I were to go to that link, you're going to see, there we go. Okay. And then what people could do is they could click this button here, and they could, at the time, I think we disabled it now. Yeah, okay, it goes to here. We could sign people up for a webinar. Okay, they would just click the button down below and they would get redirected, just like we did here with Zoom. So if I open this up, you see this here. If I click a button, I'm going to be taken right to a Zoom sign-up page. Looks just like this. Okay, everybody is clear on how to use a bridge page that way, right? It could be a Facebook group. It could be a Facebook Live. It could be a webinar. It could be a Zoom call. Every single one of you need to be doing this. Every single one of you need to get in front of people. But if I come over here to my lead steps, I'm going to show you, I think it was in this one. Maybe it's in, hold on a minute. This is a demo account. Let me see if I can get into, hold on. We have a lot of these accounts, so I can never remember. Let's see. I think it's either in my account or it could be in Connie's account. So if I come over here to lead steps, okay, here we go. So this here, right here, easy deals, 279 views, 127 opt-ins. Okay, this here now, instead of sending directly to GoToWebinar folks, what we've done is we have integrated GoToWebinar with Poplinks, and that took place inside of GC. Is that making sense to everybody? We did it here, and we did it here. Oh, we didn't do it here, but we did it here, I think. Okay, is that making sense to everybody? Now, that brings me to, let me kind of talk about this webinar on tomorrow, okay? A lot of people messaged us because they were not at the event, and we've been trying to get with Brian Anderson, but frankly, I've just been too busy, folks. I've been too busy with Quizforma, with Poplinks, with GC, with trying to get these calls organized again, the workshop. I've just been too busy to reach out to people and try to set things up. But tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So what is that, 11 or 12? 11, right? We have Brian Anderson coming back, and he's doing a webinar exclusively for our group for his offer, right? And he's had 60% of his people be successful making money, working with businesses. And a lot of his people took Poplinks and created the pages, created the follow-ups, created the emails, did everything else. So I told him, you were a big part of our launch. I would certainly refer my people over to you. So I would appreciate it no matter what, if you would show up tomorrow, see what the offer is about. If it's a great fit for you, great. If it's not, no hard feelings, it's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll roll that webinar. I'm just going to change the title, and we'll just roll it over to next Thursday, and I will be ready for the new Poplinks webinar. Does that make sense? Is everybody on track now? Let me make sure that's good. Is that good? Okay. Questions about Groove? We have Groove being integrated into GC. We have Campaign Refinery being integrated into GC. We have Mailer Lite being integrated into GC. This week should be the final week for the integrations, and I am so excited to reveal GC to you next week. It's going to be like light and day, folks, like just night and day, just totally different than what you experienced the first time. Okay, so are we good? Are we good with everything? Just let me know if we're good. I'll tell you, man, it's a struggle putting all these pieces together, but because of Poplinks, how many of you learned how to use this tool today? We had a little bit of an issue with the spreadsheet. I'm sorry about that, but because of Poplinks, there's a lot that we can do that we couldn't do before, folks. I could never get the roundtable replays out to you. It was too hard to go into ClickFunnels or Kartra or Go High Level. It was just too hard to create a landing page. Creating funnels, okay, great. It's worth making the fight, right? But to create a simple landing page, everything has always been too complicated. To pull comments in on a page, too complicated. To put a countdown timer on the page, too complicated. So we're going to take care of the whole entire problem. So we'll lead by example. You'll see us do it with the roundtable. You'll see us do it with the Affiliate Accelerator. You'll see us do it with the Marketing Badass podcast with Perry Belcher. You'll see Perry Belcher doing more videos to the Poplink pages, because now he's like, wow, I can't believe how fast you created that page. I said, yep, and look how fast it loads. Look how beautiful it is. Look at the comments coming in. He was surprised when he had comments. I said, yeah, man, you got 26 comments on that page. You need to answer them, right? So it's opened up a lot of possibilities for us. But as always, we built this tool for our own use as well. So we will keep building out the tool for our own use, okay? So everybody, thank you so much. I got developers I need to oversee, but we will do it again on Thursday, okay? Tomorrow, we will bring in Mr. Brian Anderson. By the way, I have tremendous respect for that man. He takes care of his core audience like I take care of mine. He is very involved, very passionate, just a very decent person. So I'm super excited to be able to do that for you all and be able to do that for him. And then next Thursday, I will be ready. Here's what you can expect. You can expect me there. You can expect Perry there. You can expect a live audience. You can expect seeing leads come in again. And what I will do is I will document behind the scenes how I was able to go out there and actually book that traffic myself. You won't need anybody. You won't need to pay for a monthly subscription. You won't need to do none of that stuff that failed us before. You will be able to go out there, buy your own traffic, set up your own pixel owner system, set up the email flow, set up everything that I showed you with the traffic blast. We will actually do the live blast on that call. You will see me and Perry use ChatGPT to create a headline. You will see us load a spreadsheet, create hundreds of pages right there on the fly. You will see how we show how they can do the compliance pages, how they're set up for Facebook, how they're set up for Google. You will see a complete walkthrough of the bridge pages, of the lead steps, all the magic that we have added in the system, the AI, everything will be bottled into that webinar on Thursday. Is everybody good? So I need you there with your best game on, because remember, as a platinum member, you will have a link. You will have a link where you can go out there and be able to promote that webinar. And people are going to pay more than you paid, because that was my promise to you. It'll probably be Thursday, most likely 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It could be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to get with Perry. I'm going to see what the schedule looks like, but it's going to be a good show. And the reason why is because it's a recording. It needs to be a good show. Okay? Everybody clear? Good? Good. All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back with some major updates probably by the next call. We will have the countdown timers and we'll have the top bars. And don't forget, I'm also over here trying to figure out the logic of taking a bridge page or a lead step and having it go behind the scenes and come up with 20 different variation headlines and split testing that as well, right? So a lot of exciting things happening, but you can always expect the updates. And I won't even begin to tell you where Quizforma is going. It's pretty awesome, as well as GC. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific or Eastern Standard Time. And until then, take care.